When you talk about the all-time greatest managers in professional wrestling, Paul Heyman has to be on that list. But not every Paul Heyman guy has reached the highest of highs. And in today's video, we are going to be ranking every single Paul Heyman guy in WWE history. Before we get into that though, if you are new here, make sure to go down below, drop a like and subscribe. I post multiple wrestling videos every single week to keep you lot entertained. But with that being said, let's get into the video. As always, you can see over here we have our tiers. We have goated, very decent Heyman guy, meh, great, but not with Heyman, and trash. And to start things off, we bring in the man who came to mind when I seen this tier, and it's Seth Rollins. I mean, Seth Rollins, arguably one of the greatest of all time. You know, I have to be honest and say I haven't been a huge fan of his work in recent years, but pre-initial knee injury, Seth Rollins, great. But that whole turn and joining with Heyman and starting the Vision just didn't go to plan, did it? So Seth Rollins will go down as an all-time great, just not an all-time great Paul Heyman guy. And speaking of the Vision, we come to them next. Now, where do you put the Vision? Let's put them in meh for now. When you talk about the Vision, I mean, things haven't exactly been great. Obviously, they kicked Seth Rollins out, and then it's just been a curse for injuries. I mean, Seth got injured. That's why he got kicked out. Then Braun got injured. Then Bronson Reed got injured. Then Logan Paul got injured. Austin Theory is the only one that hasn't sustained a major injury so far. They've gained absolutely no momentum despite regaining the tag team titles recently. And Heyman is still snubbing them and doesn't even want to be associated with them. So for that reason, I'm dropping him into trash. Okay, now we come to an interesting one that I actually forgot about, and that's Hardcore Bob Holly. I actually like Hardcore Holly. I wouldn't say I was a big Hardcore Holly fan, but I liked a lot of mid-carders, and Hardcore Holly definitely was in that mid-card. And he was brutal in the ring. Now, to be truthful, like I said, I don't remember him with Heyman. So can I put him in... Can I put him in even in meh? No, because I remember it. I'll put him in great, but not with Heyman, because Hardcore Holly is definitely not trash. I mean, these guys aren't, but the Vision as a whole hasn't been great. Another one that I'm probably too young for is Test. I mean, he's before my time. I just don't know. I'm going to put him in great, but not with Heyman, because it's hard for me to comment on that. I know Test was great. I just don't remember him with Paul Heyman. Next, we come to Heidenreich. We really are getting a lot of mid-carders here. Can you even call Heidenreich a mid-carder? I mean, he was part of the terrible incarnation of the Legion of Doom. Not his fault. I'm hovering over trash, and that's exactly where he's going. And I feel bad, because I did like Heidenreich, but I don't remember him with Heyman. I don't think many people remember him in WWE. I know he did do a interview with Chris Van Vliet recently that I do need to sit down and watch. But I hope he's doing well. He just was not a goated Paul Heyman guy. Okay, now we come to someone that I think I can actually put in very decent Heyman guy. It's The Big Show. Someone who I do actually remember being with Paul Heyman. It was about the time that he was ECW champion. And yeah, I mean, it's The Big Show. Realistically, I probably should put him in meh. And I could be tempted to drop him down, seeing how things go throughout this list. But for now, he can stay in very decent Heyman guy for me. Oh, the next one. You know what? I'm going to bring these two up together. Ryback, Curtis Axel and Ryback. Paul Heyman guys around a similar time. These, I mean, Heyman said it himself in his interview with Chris Van Vliet that these were essentially job guys for Punk. It was guys that CM Punk could beat up on while Paul Heyman and CM Punk were feuding. And that being said, I did actually like them as Paul Heyman guys, and I am actually happy to leave them in meh. Curtis Axel definitely should have achieved more in WWE, and so should Ryback, to be fair. Ryback gets a lot of hate, and some of it is probably justified, but I was a big Ryback guy in WWE, and I was a big Curtis Axel guy in WWE, and I was a big Ryback guy in WWE. Next, another one I'm too young for as far as judging them as far as Heyman guys. I'll probably Dudley Boys. Where do they rank as Paul Heyman guys? I don't remember them with Paul Heyman. Obviously, I know they're in ECW. And I know when they came into the WWF at the time, they were not necessarily paired up. I don't remember them being paired up with Heyman. I might put them in great, but not with Heyman, because I don't really remember it. I know they never hid away from the fact that there's history there, but I don't remember the pairing as specifics. Now we come to the cream of the crop. His head's been cut off, but it doesn't matter. You know who it is, and he's going straight and goated. It's CM Punk. CM Punk is one of the best Heyman guys of all time. Top 3 arguably, well, not even arguably, he is top 3. And that 434-day WWE title reign with Paul Heyman by his side was just absolutely incredible. Oh, if I could go back to them times, I would. I definitely would. And speaking of goated Paul Heyman, guys, going alongside him is the Tribal Chief Roman Reigns. Again, you can't argue with these two in the GOATed category as Paul Heyman, guys. I mean, I touched on CM Punk's 434-day title reign with Paul Heyman by his side. What was Roman Reigns? Like 1,200 and something? Day WWE title reign with Paul Heyman by his side. When you're talking about Paul Heyman, guys, you're talking about these two and maybe someone else. Now we come to Mr. Monday Night, the whole effing show, RVD. Now, where does RVD rank as a Heyman guy? I think he goes in very decent, you know. I think that's just very cut and dry. He is very decent. Next, we come to Kurt Angle. This image in particular, a bit of peak Angle. I've dropped him in meh for now, but let's talk about him. Kurt Angle, around the time he was paired up with Heyman, was absolutely incredible. Now, in saying that, was his time with Heyman the most memorable? I don't know that it was. And for that, do I drop him down to top of great, but not with Heyman? We've lost the Dudley Boys. They're behind my massive head. I think he has to go there. Up next, we have the Swiss Superman, Cesaro, Claudio Castagnoli. I actually think Cesaro fits in with Ryback and Axel. You know, Paul Heyman, when talking about Ryback and Axel on that Chris Van Vliet interview, said about Cesaro was essentially an excuse for him to be on TV talking about Brock Lesnar defeating The Undertaker, the same way that Ryback and Axel were on TV to be job guys for when Heyman was feuding with Punk. Now, Cesaro could have been so much more in WWE and could have been so much more with Heyman by his side. I mean, the biggest criticism that WWE had for Cesaro was that, oh, he's not good on the mic. Well, you put Heyman by his side, he doesn't need to be. But still, they didn't do enough with him. I wouldn't say that Cesaro is one of the greatest wrestlers I've ever seen, but he's definitely one of the most impressive. And that by no means he's a bad wrestler in any way when I say he's not one of the best wrestlers I've ever seen. I just mean that his feats of strength and just things he would do in the ring were absolutely incredible. The athleticism on Cesaro was ridiculous. And he's not a short guy either. What's he, like 6'2", 6'3", 6'4"? He's around that height. And yeah, he's just absolutely phenomenal. And now we come to last but not least, the man who I'm going to actually have to put up there. It's Brock Lesnar. He is the Paul Heyman guy. I mean, Paul Heyman has been aligned with Brock Lesnar his entire career. Every inch of success that Brock Lesnar has had in the WWE has been with Paul Heyman. And whether you like or loathe Brock, you have to admit he is extremely successful, and that in big part is due to Paul Heyman. That is my list, though, of all the Paul Heyman guys. I mean, let me know what you think in the comments. It's quite a mixed bag as far as a lot of these guys go. I'm really glad I actually put in this category, great, but not with Heyman, because guys like Angle, Seth, Holly, Test, the Dudley Boys, they deserve their flowers, but you don't necessarily remember them with Heyman, or maybe you do. Let me know in the comments. That is going to about wrap things up for today's video, though. If you have enjoyed, make sure to go down below, drop a like, and subscribe, as I said in the start of the video. It is greatly appreciated. But with that being said, I will see you all next time.